Hey there. In this tutorial, I want to show you how to integrate HandCash Pay, even if you have no coding skills at all. So if you don't know how to program, just don't worry about that, because at the end of this video, you will know how to integrate HandCash Pay to sell your products or services. But there's just one last thing before getting started. If you do have coding skills, there's a very nice tutorial that Joshua Hensley he released this week. It explains everything and covers every aspect that you should know about the HandCash Pay integration. So I will add the link to this video. And now that being said, just let's get started. The first thing we have to do is you need an account in the HandCash dashboard. So that's dashboard.handcash.io. Just get there. Uh, you just need your email to create an account. It takes a few seconds, and then you're in. Right? So I'm already logged in with my account. I already have a team. If you don't have a team, just create one. Just give it a name. And in here, I already have 2 apps created. If you don't have an app, of course, create an app. You just have to give it a name, and it just creating an app is just to give the user more context, about who is behind that payment, so they can recognize you very quickly if you add your logo, for example, in the profile. You can customize all of this, and eventually, if you send your application to the HandCash gallery, you will need to provide more assets, so it looks nice and it looks familiar with the rest of the ecosystem. From this app that we just created, we're gonna need a couple of things, and it's this app ID and app secret. These 2 pieces of information. Now, the next thing we have to do is just go to docs.handcash.io, and this is the platform that contains all the documentation and all the tutorials for developers. But in this case, instead of going to guides, we're gonna go to API reference, and from here we're gonna click on manage payment request. This is all the cool stuff for HandCash Pay. You're gonna focus on just one thing, and it's create a payment request. A payment request is just it's just a payment request. It's asking for specific amount of money, and this is what we're going to create. The first thing is you need to copy here these 2 things from the dashboard. So app ID on the app ID box, and the app secret goes to the app secret. If you're some funny hacker, just to let you know that I will be deleting this application at the end of the tutorial, so just don't even be bothered about the app secret or whatever. Okay, so now that we have access to the HandCash Pay API to create stuff, the only thing we need is we need to fill this form with the information about the payment that we want to create. So I'm going to create a HandCash t-shirt. Right? I'm gonna be selling this. Okay, it's from Zero Coms. You can buy actually this t-shirt and customize it with your handle from Zero Coms. So just check it out. Gonna paste the description here, and you can define a image for the payment request. So this is the link to the image that you want to show up. So I'm going to just paste that one. The next interesting thing is that you can define obviously the receivers. So I'm going to do currency code, destination. Here you will add your handle. And the cool thing is you can define many different receivers. So as I'm such a good friend, I'm gonna share this revenue with Alex. Just 1 cent. The next section is what is called the requested user data. This is extremely important, and this gives you a lot of flexibility. For example, with the paymail, in case you need to refund the user or some similar situation to this, you can send the money directly to their paymail. We also have phone number and email available. The email is also very helpful, especially for, let's say, for e-commerce, for example. You can send a confirmation email. You can send a link to track the shipping. It's basically a channel to be in contact with the user. So when the user makes the payment, you could receive the money, but also you could receive access to this personal information. So you can be in touch with the user and more things that we'll see during the video. This is also extremely recommended for no coders. So you can receive a confirmation email every time a payment is completed, right? So I'm gonna just use my HandCash email here. This is optional, but gives you the ability to specify where you want your users to be redirected when they complete the payment. All right, so I'm gonna just do the HandCash website. And okay, guys, this is extremely important because we want to create a single link that we can use again and again and again, right? So that link is a reference to some product or service, but we want to reuse the same link every time. So you need to make sure expiration type it's set to never. Otherwise, the payment or the link will expire after the first payment is completed, and we don't want that. So just make sure you set it to never. Then this is something completely optional that we can ignore for now. Once you're happy with this payment definition, recipients, product description, you think it looks nice, we just go here to the right and click on try it. And that will create the payment request for us. From all of this information here, we want to focus on two things in particular. One is the payment request URL. So we're gonna copy this, and the payment request QR code URL. If you open the payment request URL, it takes you directly to the payment. So now the users can just engage by scanning the QR code, or they can even pay from this device. It's just up to them. And the other thing is the payment request QR code. So you can integrate this image in your website. So you can just present the QR code, and it works the same way. So when the user, I'm gonna just scan this. When the user scans the QR code, it takes them directly to the payment. So very cool stuff. I'm gonna copy this link, and now we're gonna get through different use cases in how we can use this link to distribute it in different ways for different kinds of businesses. Okay, so now we copy the link, and what can we do with the link? So the first use case I want to show you is if you have some Telegram group or Slack channel, but they are premium, and the people that participate in there, they need to pay. You can just create a payment request with this, add some product description that makes sense, and you just distribute the link, right? So you could just send an invite to your community. You just send them an email saying, hey, join our premium Slack channel for $9 per month. And in the button, you can just, paste the link. So when they when they open the link, it's going to just directly open the payment request, right? So that's one of the things. Of course, going back to the e-commerce use case, if you have some small store with just, let's say, 10, 20 products maximum, you can just create one payment request for each of the products. So, if you were zero comms, you would be able to create a payment request for this t-shirt for the 33, it was euros. Okay, just whatever. So you create a specific payment request for every product that you have. So your customers will engage directly with that product. There's one thing you have to consider here is you need the shipping address. This is something we're still working on. So when you create a payment request, in addition to asking for the email or the payment, you could also ask your users to define a shipping address. So when they pay, you receive the money and you will receive the shipping address. But this is not there, right? So you need to collect the shipping information. It's something you have to do by your own, but I'm guessing you're probably doing it. Another way of doing that is, as you have the user email, you could ask for the shipping address when they pay, right? So you can just send them an email and asking about, send me your address or something similar. This is enough for small entrepreneurs that are getting started and they don't still have a lot of volume. Obviously, you have something with a lot of volume and it's very sophisticated. You will need to code it and you will need some programmers with you. But this is very cool to get started. You have just a few items. Another way of distributing this is if you have you're selling some course or you're selling some book, you can just distribute it personally. You can distribute it in a chat, right? So here I have Alex who was asking me if I was still selling my course. So it was just as easy as sharing the link with him and he will just pay for it. So every time someone is buying the same book or the same course, I will receive the confirmation email. And then as I have their email, I can send them the book. I can sign them up into my platform, into my Slack channel, or whatever it is. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you today is I want to show the full experience from the merchant side and from the user side when a payment is done. So let's say I'm the user and I'm reading this email, so I want to join the Slack channel. So I open the link, it takes me to the HandCash Pay checkout page, and then as a user, I'm in the HandCash app now. So I'm gonna scan this. I can see the payment there, and when I tap on pay, payment is completed. The user is redirected, and I receive the confirmation email from the merchant side, right? So as you can see here, you get the payment completed, the product description to have some context, and the personal information. So also you can open the payment in HandCash to see it in your wallet. So it's very cool stuff. I really hope that this video helps you to really understand what you can do with HandCash Pay, understand more use cases, and give you the tools to get started and to join the streaming money economy. If you have any questions or any comments, please feel free to reach out the HandCash team, and see you in the next one.